not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And, you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
Karoline Leavitt just exposed the left's dirtiest secret, and insiders confirm The View's hosts are scrambling to silence her. What happens when a fearless conservative mom outsmarts Hollywood's woke elite? A meltdown so explosive it's rewriting the rules of political warfare. Karoline Leavitt didn't just debate Whoopi Goldberg, she eviscerated her. The White House press secretary dismantled Goldberg's arguments with surgical precision, leaving the self-proclaimed queen of woke stammering. Leavitt's calm delivery contrasted starkly with Goldberg's flustered theatrics, exposing the intellectual gap between conservative resolve and performative activism. The clash wasn't just about policy. It was a masterclass in composure versus chaos. Levy's refusal to engage in petty insults forced Goldberg to reveal her hand, spit takes and playground tactics instead of substance. The internet erupted, dubbing it the KO heard round the world.
I, too, am a working mom and always have been. I've been a professional woman since I graduated from college or law school. But now there's, I think, a good thing, which is like the restoration of valuing so-called traditional, moms, and that's great. The women who take care of their kids full time. Most of my best friends are doing exactly that. But it seems like in the right, there's like a bit of a shift toward like, you can't do what Karoline's doing. That's actually like an unsafe or a dangerous or a bad choice for families, for children, which I reject wholesale, but you hear it more and more.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, and what do you think of it?
The same hosts who preach women can have it all attacked Leavitt for balancing motherhood and career. Joy Behar sneered, "Why work with a 7-month-old?" A shocking reversal from their empowerment mantra. Leavitt fired back, defending working moms while honoring stay-at-home parents, a nuance the left refuses to acknowledge. This wasn't criticism, it was sexism masked as progressivism. Leavitt's response? "I'm building a better future for all children." The hypocrisy was undeniable. Feminists condemning a woman's choice to excel in both family and career.
I would reject that it's a bad choice. Is it a tough choice? Absolutely. You know, as a mother, you want to be with your child 24/7. You have that maternal instinct.
27.
Yeah, not all the time. Well, right now, yes, because he's 7 months and just squishy and lovable, but I'm sure that will change. No, but you know, you do have that maternal instinct, but also recognizing, like, I'm doing this work for my son and for all children to make this country better, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Honestly, Karoline is making some solid points, and I have no idea.
It's also it's temporary, right? In 4 years, my son will be 4 years old, and the president will no longer be at the White House, and then I'll move on and do something else. But, you know, this chaos of 24/7 work is a temporary matter, and that's what at least I tell myself to get through these very long and hard days. But I would reject that you can't be a good mom and be good at your job. I think you can do both. It certainly it's not for everybody, and it takes a lot of work and will and faith and prayer, and it's hard, but it can be done. And you know, I would reject that.
Leavitt exposed the left's one-size-fits-all feminism. While The View claims to champion choice, they vilified Leavitt for hers. She argued traditional motherhood and career ambition aren't mutually exclusive, a truth that triggered their rage. The double standard? Liberal women like Kamala Harris face no scrutiny for similar choices. Leavitt's crime? Doing it better. And without groveling to woke orthodoxy, The View hit rock bottom, claiming Elon Musk plotted to push Trump downstairs. Leavitt mocked the theory as tinfoil hat lunacy, contrasting it with her own evidence-based critiques of $71 billion in government fraud. The host's desperation was clear. When facts fail, invent fairy tales. Leavitt's retort? Focus on real issues, not fantasies.
I mean, I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality.
Behind closed doors, journalists praised Leavitt's transparency, even as they publicly smeared her. Off record, they thanked her for White House access Biden's team denied. Leavitt revealed this duality, proving media elites prioritize drama over truth. The irony? Those writing hit pieces against her privately admitted she's refreshingly competent. Leavitt dropped a grenade. $71 billion squandered in Social Security fraud. Instead of investigating, journalists nitpicked her phrasing. She shot back, why defend waste? Exposing their complicity in corruption. The press's priorities? Polishing narratives, not serving the public. Leavitt's? Holding power accountable, no matter the backlash.
A lot of women are preparing themselves for the impact of the incoming administration, which has led to this growing mantra from male right-wing incels. Your body, my choice. Say that to my face.
While Karine Jean-Pierre relies on scripted binders, Leavitt speaks from conviction. I trust my mind and heart, she declared, rejecting pre-approved talking points. This raw authenticity terrifies the left, whose ideology crumbles without teleprompters. Her secret? Preparation meets principle. No focus groups, no filters, just unfiltered truth.
You must have really wrestled with how you were going to meet the high bar set by Karine Jean-Pierre. Was that... Sorry, was that out loud? No, she was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how has your approach differed, would you say?
I think it's vastly different. And if you ask people, even in the legacy media, even the Trump haters, they will tell you the approach has been much different. Not just for me, but
They
the
admit that to
entire
you.
White House. Oh, absolutely. They come in my office every day and they'll admit that off the record.
Oh.
Maybe not on the record, but they will say they appreciate the access and the transparency and the preparation that goes into my briefings and everybody on our team.
Insiders reveal Whoopi and Joy resent Leavitt's White House role, a job they'll never have. Their attacks aren't ideological, they are personal. Leavitt's rise highlights their irrelevance, sparking bitter envy masked as commentary. While Leavitt shapes history, they recycle tired rants on a sinking show. Unable to challenge Leavitt's record, The View reduced her to Trump's 10/10 hire. Joy Behar's jab backfired, highlighting the left's sexism. Leavitt's credentials? Congressional candidate, Trump campaign spokesperson, fraud exposer, all erased by petty insults. Michael Knowles defended her. She earned this. No man would face such nonsense.
According to an IG report from the Social Security Administration, there was $71 billion worth of fraud in one single fiscal year that we know about. And so that is a lot of fraud, Peter.
To be clear, that $71 billion was from 2015 to 2022, so it wasn't in just 1 year, and it was
$71 billion.
But it wasn't in 1 year, just over multiple years, from 2015 to 2022.
So are you defending $71 billion in fraud, Peter? That's a lot of money. Why is the media so against cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from the government? I don't get it.
I just want to ask a question.
We won't be deterred. We will not be deterred from people like you and the press.
Before the White House, Leavitt won a GOP primary against establishment favorite Matt Mowers. Though she lost the general election, she proved her mettle. This grit fuels her today, trained in political combat, not studio theatrics. The View hosts, zero electoral experience, maximum hypocrisy. Leavitt called out CNN's obsession with destroying Trump over policy. Jim Acosta's vendetta epitomized this. Until Leavitt shut him down. At least I have a job, Jim. The media's bias? So blatant, even critics admit it. Leavitt's focus? Results, not ratings chasing tantrums.
How do you prepare? Because you can't know everything, and you could get asked anything. And unlike Karine Jean-Pierre, you're not out there reading and furiously flipping through your tabs to try to find an answer somebody else has written for you.
Yeah.
So how are you preparing?
So I did prepare a binder for the first briefing. My great assistant, Keegan, put it together. And then I showed up to work and it was like this thick. And I was like, I can't even move this. I can't use this. It was too cumbersome for my brain and the way I learn and think and study to have that. It felt like added weight. And I said, I want to just go in there and speak from my mind and from my heart.
Like your boss.
Like my boss.
Leavitt's rise mirrors The View's decline. Once cultural arbiters, they're now bitter banshees nobody takes seriously. Their attempts to stay relevant, spitting on Trump's name and peddling conspiracy theories. Leavitt's verdict? They're yesterday's news. Loud but powerless. Leavitt's binder-free briefings terrify the left. She needs no notes to dismantle narratives, while Jean-Pierre flips pages like a lost student. This contrast exposes the right's confidence versus the left's insecurity. Authenticity always trumps performative wokeness.
Because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Journalists ignored Leavitt's $71 billion fraud expose to attack her tone. Their priority? Protecting corrupt systems, not informing voters. Leavitt's response? Transparency terrifies those who profit from shadows. The press's complicity? Now undeniable. Her unfiltered truth-telling endangers an industry built on lies. Every clapback, every fact chips away at their facade. No wonder they want her gone. She's their kryptonite. But Leavitt isn't backing down. I'm here to serve the people, not pundits. Spit take wasn't anger. It was a scripted stunt to boost dying ratings. Leavitt saw through it. Desperation looks ugly on everyone. The tactic failed. Viewers flocked to Leavitt's clarity, leaving The View in the dust.
Now to the cackling witch herself, Joy Behar from The View, whose jealousy is something to behold. Here is her assessment of Trump's new White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
The ever-empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Merely existing as a conservative woman triggers the left. Her success proves traditional values and ambition aren't mutually exclusive, a truth that shatters woke narratives. The more they attack, the more she wins. While The View hosts rant, Leavitt fights real battles, exposing fraud, streamlining government, defending Trump. Their debates are distractions. She's focused on fixing America. Priorities matter. Leavitt has them. Her critics don't.
The CNN guy, Jim Acosta? Oh wait, he's not on CNN anymore. That's right. He was like, it was just so, I would say, you don't mind the aggressive questions, you take the aggressive questions, but it was just always to the point that it was like, how do you destroy Donald Trump? How do you destroy the individuals of staff? It was so, when they do say Trump derangement syndrome, and I do think that there's also Elon Musk derangement syndrome happening too with the media, because they don't know how to handle it. How do you view that differently from the first administration till now?
Well, first of all, since you brought up Jim Acosta, he's been saying some not so nice things about me online, and I've resisted responding, but since you brought him up, I'd like to say to Jim, at least I have a job, Jim, okay? Just saying.
Her blend of intellect, grit, and relatability reaches moderates and conservatives alike. The left fears her crossover appeal, proof that common sense transcends ideology. Their solution? Smear. Don't debate. Karoline Leavitt isn't just winning arguments. She's exposing a broken system. The View's meltdowns, media lies, and woke hypocrisy can't hide the truth. Authenticity beats activism every time. Leavitt's rise signals a new era where substance drowns out noise. The left's assault on Karoline Leavitt backfired spectacularly. Instead of silencing her, they amplified her message. Truth defeats theatrics, always. As The View fades into obscurity, Leavitt's star rises, proving integrity outlasts envy. The real question? How long until the woke mob admits defeat and learns from her example?